It is the night before we leave for Las Vegas. We're leaving tomorrow afternoon, and I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I am packing for us that are kind of not like your standard thing. So I'm not going to show you like the clothes that I'm packing because it's just 2 nights of clothes. It's not a big deal, but I did want to show you some stuff that we're taking with us. This was something I wish I had had. So this is a Bob and Brad mini massage gun, and it's got this really nice travel case. I've done a video on this before. If you've ever seen my VSG like packing list video, this is in there. So let me show you what this guy is. It's a little massage gun that has all different parts that you can then, when Tim has his surgery and he's all gassed up, I can do this on his back. It has to be charged. I can do this on his back, and that'll help break up some of the gas bubbles that they're going to use when they, like, you know, fill them up with air so they can do the surgery. So pretty excited to have this for him. It definitely is a game changer. I think I have a link for this. I'll put it down in the description below so you can see it. And then I've got a couple of other little things. So let me zip this guy back up. Something you necessarily would think about is chapstick. When you are under sedation and you are, you know, like your mouth is open, your lips get really dry. So this will be very important after his surgery as well, to have some chapsticks. So I've got those, and then I've got some other little kind of travel crap. I've got this CeraVe moisturizer for me, Dove moisturizer also for me, and then for on the plane, we've got our hand sanitizer. My dogs are acting totally crazy. I don't know if you can hear them, but they see I have a suitcase out, so they're freaking out. I don't know how they know what that means, but they know when the suitcase is out that mama is going somewhere. So just wanted to show you those things real quick. And then let me show you these too. I don't know about your Walmart, but my Walmart had these really adorable dresses on sale. It's just a regular, like a t-shirt dress, I guess, sleeveless. But I love these colors. They're kind of like a fall color. And so I actually got 2 of these. I think this is what I'm going to wear for the 2 days. I'll wear one the first day and then one this day that we go home. Just because I have another one of these. I know they're super comfortable. And I can wear like my black shorts with pockets underneath. So those will be good to go. And then it's easy to put a jacket over the top of them as well. So I can bring like my denim jacket, and just in case it's cold in the surgical center. So anyway, want to show you some things that I'm packing, and then the rest is like boring, like sweatpants and socks and undies and stuff like that. It's only 2 nights that we're there, so it'll be the clothes that we're wearing tomorrow, and then Tim will need sweatpants for surgery day, something really super loose and comfy, which he has plenty of, and then something loose and comfy for Saturday, and then, or excuse me, Friday, and then we come home that night. So nothing crazy, not too much packing involved. We're going to carry on. I'm going to try to carry it on. Worst case scenario, I'll gate check. But yeah, pretty much ready to go once I get this packing done. I'm very excited.
Right time. Should be a pretty decent ride. Might get a couple bumps on the way out of here. Maybe a little bit over the Rockies, and then should be pretty good until we get in the descent. In the last hour, the port temperature there about 102 degrees. Thanks for joining us. Welcome aboard. We'll be
Yes, lucky us, it was a massive heat wave in Las Vegas while we were there, but you know what? There is really nothing like Vegas. The flight in was very smooth, beautiful views of the mountains and lakes as usual, and there's something just about the vibe of Nevada that makes me feel, I don't know, so earthy and calm. Although I don't think Tim was feeling that way. I think he was really quite nervous, and he was really much more quiet than he usually is as well, which for him is really unusual. But our flight in, travels in, everything went super smoothly. We were taking in the views as we pulled into the hotel, which was the same hotel I was in for my surgery. To 221 down this hallway. I wish I could remember what room I was in. I don't.
Right here.
221? Oh shit, nice and close.
Maybe I have to take it out
Just as I remember it. It's exactly the same. For all I know, it could be the room. I wonder if I have it in my video. No, I definitely wasn't overlooking the pool. This overlooks the pool. I was overlooking a parking lot, so definitely not the same room. Once we got in and settled, we really had to hustle right back out, and we got in this really cool Tesla with a glass roof. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen. But the reason we had to hurry and get down to the strip for our sightseeing was because Tim had to stop eating at 8 o'clock that night, and he was given permission by the Blossom team to pretty much eat whatever he wanted. So he decided that he wanted a pizza, and I did my homework and tried to find the best New York style pizza in Las Vegas Strip, and that was this really neat kind of hidden place called Secret Pizza. So we're out for Tim's last supper, and we are at Secret Pizza, which is in the Cosmopolitan, and this is by far one of the best pizzas I've had in quite some time. Let me show you what it looks like. Check this out. That is New York style pizza. Of course, we ordered too much because that's what we do. So we're gonna be walking around Las Vegas with a box of frickin' pizza. But this is what we're having. Yummy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is just such a unique vibe in the Las Vegas Strip. I really like visiting here. Even though I'm not big on gambling, and neither is Tim, we still had a lot of fun without even having any activities planned. We walked around, we saw a lot of the major sites. We did try to walk down to the Sphere, which was super cool, but we couldn't quite figure out our way. And then by the time we looked at our GPS directions, it was too late and too far to walk. So instead, we took in the Bellagio fountains. Now, for those of you who have watched my previous video when I had my surgery, this was absolutely my favorite part of sightseeing in Las Vegas. There's just something so magical and showy about these fountains. I really loved it. So I'm going to pop a picture up on the screen here. I have a really cute picture from when I visited the fountains the night before my surgery, and then I took another picture 3 years later in front of the fountains as well. So got to do a little comparison there of my face, and gosh, I just look completely different. It's so mind-blowing to me. Now, I was really trying to help Tim calm his nerves. He was very, very nervous this entire pre-op trip. And so doing things to just keep his mind occupied was really, really important to me. I wanted to make sure that he just felt a little bit more relaxed and comfortable. Now, there really weren't any specific rules that he had to follow. Of course, he stayed on his pre-op diet for most of the day. He had his protein shakes and drank plenty of water, and then had a little bit of pizza for dinner. But once 8 o'clock hit, that was it for eating. He was still allowed to drink clear liquids up until the morning of surgery. I think when the car picked him up, but other than that, no other real rules or anything that he had to do specifically before getting ready in the morning. So we really enjoyed our sightseeing. It was really magical, and I loved getting to experience that with him, and I can't wait to come back again one day. It's surgery day.
I know.
How are you feeling?
Nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because I've never had surgery before, so I'm scared.
You did everything you were supposed to do this morning, so you're off to a good start.
Yeah.
What'd you have to do this morning?
Well, like a human shower, and then had to use some kind of surgical scrubby all over my forearms and both sides of my body, but half each time I had to scrub it for 3 minutes straight. That was insane.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Did it feel weird, or did it?
No.
Did it smell weird?
Yeah.
It smelled medical, right?
Yeah, medicine.
Oh. So it is 5:51 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right now, and we are going to leave in about 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave in about 45 minutes to go to the surgical center and get this thing started.
Yeah.
See you later. So Tim was just talking about these t-shirts that he likes, but he's like, why am I gonna buy a t-shirt? I have no idea what size I'm gonna be.
Right.
So I said, well, you could buy a large. A large is like a safe size to get because, you know, in a couple months. He goes, that's gonna take like 3 years to get into.
Yeah,
so I am...
2X to a large is in 6 months, no way.
Yes, it's gonna happen. And so I'm putting this on video right now so that in 6 months from now, which is gonna be August, September, October, November, December, January, February, he'll be wearing a size large shirt. Bet. So I'm here outside of Blossom and Tim's just about finished up. He's doing a round of IV therapy because of the package he got. He gets IV therapy today and then he'll get another round of that tomorrow morning. But he did so great. I am really, really proud of him. He got really scared right before we went in for surgery, so he was getting pretty emotional and I felt really bad about it, but he was really super brave. I purposely put him in his Superman shirt today because I knew he was going to overcome his fears and be really brave, and just by showing up here, I feel like is a very brave, bold first step. So really proud of him. Could not be happier. We have a long night ahead, so the regimen when you are post-op is you've got to do a lot of walking. Point of that is to get the gas bubbles moving. You don't want that gas just sitting in you. It's very uncomfortable. So walking. I think it's going to be every hour, and then at night, like at past bedtime, it's going to be every 2 hours. Also have to be on a very specific medication regimen that's to manage pain and nausea. So we'll be doing that as well. But other than that, it should be a pretty low-key night. I'm actually really looking forward to getting back at the hotel. We've been here since about 7 a.m. We left the hotel at 6:45. We've been here since 7 a.m. and it is now 2:23. So hopefully going home in like the next half hour, 45 minutes, and relaxing. Can't really complain too much because they've just been above and beyond, super amazing, always world class establishment, Blossom Bariatrics. I'm here a second time in my life. Not for me, granted, but I'm still here with somebody I love and care about very deeply. And I said this to Tim too, but I would never put him in the hands of somebody that I thought was going to do him any kind of wrong. Again, just really wanted to call out that they're incredible here. If you don't have insurance as an option for your bariatric surgery, I can't recommend Blossom enough. They're very dedicated to your success and, more importantly, your safety and your comfort. So definitely check them out. I'll put a link to their website. I'm actually on their website. If you didn't know this, I'm on their website in the success stories. But I need to make them a new one because the one that I have is kind of old. So I still look bigger. I think I was only like 3 or 4 months post-op at that point. So I got to make them a new video and tell somebody that I need to do that. So should be getting back to the hotel here shortly. Probably looking at about another 45 minutes to an hour. And we'll see if Tim feels up to talking and see if we can get his feelings from them. He's sleeping right now. So see you in a little bit. I got to do my picture in front of the flower wall, which was like a silly little dream of mine, but I'm super happy about that. I'm actually getting breakfast this morning. I have coffee, a nice little plate here. These strawberries are really good, really fresh. And some sausage, eggs, potatoes, and bread. And I'm so excited because they have sugar-free syrup, which you don't see too often in these kinds of things. So I'm gonna have a nice little breakfast. Pretty good eggs.
So something really strange that I've noticed while I was here is my restriction seems to be really high. So I took that plate, and I showed you that plate just a second ago, and I hardly touched any of it. I ate the one and a half of the sausages, the eggs, and like very little potatoes, and the berries are left. So I didn't even touch the French toast, which is disappointing because I wanted it. I don't know if it's just like the reminder of being here and like why I'm here, but it seems like my restriction is higher while I'm traveling. Even last night I got some delicious Greek food. I'll put it on the screen here. I did take a picture of it. And I was hardly able to eat any of it for some reason. And it was a shame because it was really good, A, and B, it was really expensive. So for whatever reason though, my restriction's been really high. So I don't know, maybe I need to travel more. Maybe I need to travel more to keep my restriction up. I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, so just thought I'd share that while Tim is currently at his IV appointment, getting his hydration fluid. So he was too groggy yesterday for me to film him. I didn't feel right like recording him while he was like really like wonked out of it from the anesthesia. So when he gets back, I'll sit with him for a little bit before we get ready to go to the airport and go home.
So Tim is officially 1 day post-op. I didn't end up filming yesterday at all because he was so groggy from the anesthesia that I felt kind of weird like videoing somebody who like can't really say like, no, I don't want to be on camera right now. So I didn't do any filming, but I wanted to take a couple of minutes and just talk about your experience, how everything went. So why don't we start off with just like, what was your general experience, and then we can kind of like dig into some stuff.
So I was very nervous and scared before the procedure. Just never had a procedure done before. And of course, you know, the internet likes to read your mind and suggest things to you, even though you're not really looking those up. And I was getting article after article, like people not making it through and not waking up from the anesthesia and things like that. And this was all like basic surgery, like, oh, it was a routine surgery. And so I was terrified. But the staff, everybody in the staff there was really comforting, overly nice, and I guess understandable with me just being like, I'm scared. Once it was over, because you know, you go in and you get put under, which I remember looking up and seeing the surgery room lights, and then that was it. Then I got woken up by somebody telling me to wake up, and everything. It took a minute for like, when I opened my eyes, it was like, oh, it was still black, you know, but things were slowly coming into focus. I was very, 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 very drowsy, and a lot of discomfort and sharp pains in the stomach area and close up here, but that was from the gas that they use. So I would say in overall experience, it was, you know, I've done it before, I have nothing to compare it to, but much better than my mind was making me think it was going to be.
I told you so.
I know, but you never know.
No, you do never know, and I think that's fair, and I think I totally was scared too before I had mine, so like I get that 100%.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody could not be.
Yeah, I think it's totally normal to be scared, but I think something that he did that is really important to do is tell your bariatric surgical team that you are scared. Like, tell them you're afraid, because they will put that extra care in. And I mean, I've said this before when I had my surgery and post-op and everything, Blossom Bariatrics is really world-class. Like, I would send people there again and again. And I even told him, I'm like, I would not send somebody who I love so deeply. Like, I would not send somebody to go do something if I didn't absolutely trust the place. And I do wholeheartedly. I saw some amazing patient care with other patients there. I'm not going to tell their stories, that's not my business, but just the level of care for their patients is above and beyond, I think.
Yeah.
Dr. Appel is incredible. All of the nurses and medical assistants and technicians on staff, everybody was so sweet to him. Yeah. And in the same vein, because I was a returning patient, like, they were so excited to see me and so happy for my progress too. So I would still 3 years later, recommend Blossom over and over again. Even though their process has really changed a lot since when I came, I actually think it's better now, and I think it went very smoothly, and I liked the quicker turnaround. It was like a lot less wasted time. So what would you say was the hardest part of the whole day yesterday?
The hardest part? I guess it would have been the constant having to walk while I was still knocked out. Literally, I was still knocked out, and they wanted me to walk like 10, 12 times. I can't remember.
It was a lot. And I was there for some of it, and it was so funny because he was really, really groggy, and me and the nurse that was taking care of him were like yelling at him. We're like, you have to open your eyes. He was literally walking with his eyes closed.
They're like, oh my God, he has so much trust in us. I was like, I could not help it. But I don't think any of it was hard. Again, not to be a broken record, the hardest thing was trying to maintain my nervousness and fear. You know, I was like this close to being like, forget it, I'm leaving, I'm not doing this, I want to go home. I never did I didn't overcome it. I went into that room scared, very scared. And that was, it was over.
Yeah.
You know, and so far, they're saying I'm recouping very well. So,
yeah. Do you want to share? And this is up to you if you want to share this or not. But do you want to share the size of your stomach pre and post op? Because
sure.
I didn't know this. They didn't tell me this. I have no idea what size my stomach was. I bet I could ask them and find out. But Dr. Appel did tell him, and I was just like.
So after today's follow up, he showed me pictures of the surgery, so you get to see your stomach before and after. You get to see your intestines and things like that. I know it sounds gross, but it wasn't that bad. You probably, if you watch anything on like Netflix and it's like gory, you've probably seen worse on that. But anyway, so he explained and he showed me they removed. Well, my stomach normally it was 60 ounces, which he said was very big. Even though I'm not a big guy height wise, right? I'm big this way, but one of the biggest stomachs he's worked on. But he took it from 60 ounces to 6 ounces now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's like, we did some math before. There's 16 ounces in a pound. So it's
like
about
almost 6 pounds.
Almost 6 pounds of food
6 pounds.
Could fit in there. Now only
Less than half.
6 ounces, which is not even a half a pound, which is, that's bonkers, actually. I don't know, like that number just blew my mind completely. Like, holy moly, that's a huge size difference. So it's going to be a big adjustment when you get back to eating. So what do the next 2 weeks look like as far as what can you have, what can't you have?
The next 2 weeks is liquid. That's pretty much it, liquid. Water, of course. Flavored water, if you have like Crystal Light, Mio, and things like that, that's fine. Gatorade and Powerade Zero, as long as they're zero, which the Gatorades are not that bad.
I like Gatorade
I expected
Zero.
a lot worse, because there's no sugar, but they're not bad. You can still have your protein shakes, your Fairlife and stuff like that, I was like, oh, thank God, because I don't know if I'd have been able to go 2 weeks with just water, pretty much, Gatorade.
Or broth.
So I can also have broth, bone broth. You can have miso soup, and you can do wonton soup without the wontons, just the liquid only. So you can have those things for the next 2 weeks. And just monitoring the incisions, what I did on my stomach. Just make sure that they're not bleeding or pussing or anything like that. Just keep an eye on that for 2 weeks, and that's what the next 2 weeks are going to be about.
Yeah. And I'm going to be over here supporting him and being cheerleader numero uno and making sure he stays compliant with his diet and everything. But I personally have just been blown away by how well you've done this whole time. Would you say, this is like a deep thought question, but if you today could go back to Tim yesterday morning and tell him what happened, do you think you'd still be as scared as you were yesterday if you knew how it was going to go?
Well, I'm probably not, because I'm telling myself, I'm telling myself, so I would hope I trust myself. It'd be weird if I didn't, right? But yeah, I think if I was like, hey, don't be nervous. It's not scary, and you're gonna be fine.
I agree. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. But still, when you've never had anything like
No,
that before,
totally.
and then all of a sudden the internet wants to throw every bad story they can find at you in regards to that, even when you weren't looking for it.
That's fair.
It's, puts thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm really proud of you. I think you overcame a big fear. You had to be really, really brave to do that, and you did it. And I'll never forget the look on your face when they started wheeling you back. I felt so bad. I was so upset for
Really?
you, but I knew you were going to be okay, so I didn't make a thing of it. But I knew you were really scared, but you were very brave to do it and get it done. And now you're having a rock star recovery, and I'm like very, 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 very excited for watching your progress over the next, for sure, 6 months, but forever. I mean,
Yeah.
hello. But seeing your weight loss and how much that changes how you feel about yourself. Anything that you would tell anybody who's like on the fence about having this done?
Well, yeah, I would say, it's probably be worth it. If you're unhappy with how you feel or how you look, like me, I would not look in a mirror. I'd look down, and that is depressing. Pictures. She likes to take a lot of pictures. I would never, it's just looking at them after they're done, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, look at this whale. I look huge, and it's depressing. But knowing that in a few months or so, I'm gonna look and feel better. That's, if you're on the fence about it, but you have those feelings that I was talking about, I would say if you can do it, do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we have to get ready to get on a flight in a little bit here. We're gonna go look at the Cracker Barrel gift shop across the street, which allegedly they have old school WWE stuff, so I'm kind of curious about what's that. And then we've got to head over to the airport and get checked in and ready to fly home. And I miss my kids. I miss my dogs, believe it or not. Pain in the ass they are, but I'm excited to see them. I miss them.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tim and I both really appreciate all of the love and support and all of the well wishes that you guys sent him. Can't say thank you enough. If this is your first video of mine, please subscribe. It really does help the channel a lot. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.